we don't exclude people. When we have this motto, just ask. When we see people that have something on that looks like they may be a veteran, may have on an Army shirt or T-shirt, PT shirt, whatever, we ask them, are you a veteran? And then we tell them that we're part of the American Legion and this is what we have to offer. Are you interested?
This post is an amazing post, not only because they can recruit, but because of their community service. I've been able to participate in some of the activities that they've had, to include feeding some of the soldiers out of Fort Benning during Thanksgiving, working with their service officer to ensure that veterans are getting their claims submitted correctly. And so they're very active.
We want people to focus on what the American Legion is supposed to be doing, the 4 pillars of service. Every entity of our organization are focused on the same 4 pillars and the programs that support them. So get to know those 4 pillars and learn and understand the underlying programs that make those pillars strong.
So Waxahachie's had a post since the early 40s. If I remember right, somewhere around 1944, plus or minus a couple of years. I'd have to look at the historical documents again. And so they've had a post for a long time. For about the last 20 plus years, they really haven't been an active post. They've had basically a commander and a few members who paid their dues online or were lifetime members, so it just automatically renews every year. They've had a building in Waxahachie, but it's pretty much for the last 20 years been used primarily by and pretty much solely by the AA and NA group. They have all their meetings there, and in fact, if you drove by the building, you wouldn't have any clue that the American Legion had anything to do with it. And unless you really are looking and do a good Google search, you're not going to find it. So I was part of Chris Kyle post over in Midlothian, and I was getting ready to look for a new home for various reasons, and decided to move over to Waxahachie. They've been trying to merge that post with the Midlothian post, but I decided to move over there and see if I can get the American Legion another active post within the Ellis County area. We have one here in Midlothian. We have one in Ennis, and I'd like to get this one up and active and participating in the community, not just within Waxahachie, but the outlying community, be it Maypearl, Italy, Ferris, Palmer. Anywhere that there's a veteran that doesn't have representation, doesn't have support, we want to reach out and make sure that all veterans within Ellis County are being supported and getting all the help that they need and deserve.
What is the biggest impediment that you see that in starting this hall back up?
The biggest one is just getting the name back out there, letting people know that we're here. We're holding our meetings the third Thursday of every month at the VFW Hall. They're on I-35 Service Road. They're across from the convention center there in Waxahachie. We're looking at possibly getting a piece of property of our own, possibly selling the building we currently have. Because if we get any number of members that are going to be showing up, the building that we currently own that the AA uses is really small, so it would not make a good post home for us. So there's a few things we're looking at is, one, getting our own property, or two, maybe coming alongside the VFW. I've got to figure out how that actually works, but I know several VFW American Legion posts that have kind of consolidated and have one home, and you've got members of both that come in there and help out. So really it's just getting members, getting people on board, getting active members that can get out and help veterans, can go into the schools, help the youth, can get involved. We also want to start up our riders program, which the American Legion riders, we go out and we do charity rides. We do funeral escorts to the National Cemetery or any cemetery where there's a veteran going. If we get enough members in and get some active members that are interested, we'd like to start a color guard so we can provide support to the schools or to parades for the town, or also at any veteran's funeral, we can do the honors for that veteran when they're being laid to rest.
Do you see like a problem with, like, as a veteran, that different generations function different. We might be all veterans and we love each other, but we function differently. My dad was a Vietnam vet. He's not alive anymore. God rest his soul. But we would have been different vets talking to each other. Do you see that generational problem in trying to open this hall?
Oh yes, definitely. There's a stereotype out there, really, for all VFWs and American Legions that they're nothing but an old smoky bar that you walk into, and there's a bunch of old grumpy guys sitting around a bar drinking, smoking, and telling war stories. And that's not what the younger veterans looking for. Yeah, all of us, that are veterans, most all of us like to have a place to go and have a drink or two with our buddies, that's safe and comfortable. But, the younger veterans are really looking for something more. They're looking for, to be able to hang out, have some fun. And that's what we really want to do with this post, is we really want to get some of the younger veterans in there, get some new blood, get some new ideas, get some things going. That's one nice thing about the American Legion. Yeah, I wear this cap here that says somewhere on one side says commander, but really I'm just a face of the post. The officers have no power. Everything is run by the membership. The membership votes on everything, and if the membership doesn't vote for something, then you don't do it. So we'd really like to get that younger generation in there, get their ideas that they want to do, things they like, they enjoy. Whether it's, putting in some game rooms for video games and having some video game tournaments or whatever. Like I said, we're trying to get our riders group going. So anybody that enjoys riding motorcycles, we'd love, and you're a veteran, or you're a son of a veteran, or you're female descendant, or you're a spouse. We have different legs for everybody. So, the American Legion post is for veterans. Then we've got the Sons of the American Legion that are for sons, grandsons, great grandsons, whether you're adopted, step, whatever, you're eligible to join the Sons of the American Legion. And then we have the auxiliary that's for any spouse, male or female spouse. It's for any daughter, granddaughter, great granddaughter, and it's also moms and grandmothers that are eligible for the American Legion Auxiliary. And with this group, once my wife plans on getting this auxiliary unit started as soon as we have enough members. And one of the first things we want to do, we'd like to get a resolution passed and moved up through the state to department. Since they allow mothers and grandmothers to join, we want to allow fathers and grandfathers to join, because they're just as proud of their veteran children and grandchildren as mom and grandma are. So, if they're allowed to be a membership, then, why can't we let, the male side of the family join as well? So that's something we'd like to get going to and get support for.
That sounds awesome. I mean, then just doing those things to try to get the different generation of veterans in there to want to participate. What kind of time commitment do you see out of this? Because people are busy. People are, life. There's kids. There's too much going on, and there's work, and you're tired. So what kind of time commitment are you kind of asking for initially?
Well, time commitment varies. We've got members that are, they're just members. So they just pay their dues every year. And they're a number that helps us with, helps the Legion overall. When we go in front of Congress, we can say, we have 2 million members. That's, to them, that's 2 million votes. So when we say something to Congress, they tend to sit up and listen a little bit because of the membership. But over the years, that membership's really starting to dwindle. And that's one of the reasons we really got to reach out to and get that younger generation into the American Legion and groups like this. So when we go in front of Congress, we still have that voice. At some point, if we don't get the younger generation involved, we're going to lose our voice. And then, Congress is going to quit listening to the veterans groups. And, then they've tried to take veterans benefits away, several of them several times. And if not for the American Legion and the VFW, fighting for it and having the membership to fight, we would have lost our benefits. So we've got to get, the rest of these younger generation involved, however they want to be involved. But, we've got, like I said, we got members that just pay their dues and they're members. We got members that show up to the meeting once a month and just, kind of hang out during that meeting, all the way up to members where we put in several hours a week, trying to keep the post running, plan events, get things scheduled, and so the more members we have and the more active members we have, the less and less time commitment we ask from each member. The post that I left in Midlothian, there was a core group of about 5 to 10 of us that, we pretty much showed up for every event and were there from the time the event started till it ended. And, there was times we put in, 10, 15 hours every single week for an event or more. And, it was just a few of us. So if we'd had, twice that many members, and you cut down the amount of time that each person has to put in. And, I definitely understand about being busy. I've got a grandson that lives with me that we take care of. The last month, last weekend was the first time I had a day off since February. So I definitely understand, the lack of time, the lack of, that life gets in the way. So, we just really want to build a very large post that can reach out and take care of all the commitments and all the activities that we want to without overburdening any one member with, having to put in all the time, because we don't have enough members. So that's why we really want to grow this membership and really get all the veterans possible and family members of veterans possible active and involved, so we can help the community, help our local veterans, and not have to wear anybody out.
That is awesome. One of the things that I would love to see if it grew is kind of a battle buddy thing, maybe a response for veterans that are suffering from PTSD, that are in need. They
Yes,
like, hey, I'm struggling, I don't want to live anymore. You got a bunch of vets, boom, respond.
yeah, we definitely have that. We do have a thing called buddy checks within the American Legion, where we call each other and check in on each other. In fact, right now, one of the bigger campaigns that's being pushed by the national commander is called Be the One. And it means, be the one for somebody. If somebody needs your help, be that one that they can reach out to when they need it. I've got a veteran out of Lampasas that he's more than just a veteran. He was one of my soldiers when I was in the military. And, here recently he's battled cancer like 5 times. He was in the hospital here recently, had 2 vertebrae in his back that were basically disintegrating. They had to go in and replace them or take them out and fuse the upper and lower vertebrae above and below him. And, they were telling him they weren't sure if the surgery would work, weren't sure if he could make it through the surgery. He was really getting pretty scared, was kind of in a dark place, was afraid, to, that he might not make it, and that, he didn't want to, he told me, I don't want to die, but I don't want to live like this either, and so, despite what I've been through the last couple of months with what I've had to do at work, I'm a cybersecurity guy, and I had to put in a lot of extra time here lately, but I took one day and I rode down to Austin to visit him in the hospital, and, I think was able to lift his spirits, and he's now gone through the surgery. The surgery went awesome. And during his physical therapy now, he's even standing up for short periods of time. They weren't even sure he was ever even going to be able to sit up, let alone stand up. And so, things are really going well right now, and he's making progress, but, that's what they mean by be the one. If there's a veteran out there that needs someone to talk to, be that person, let them know that, and that's what the American Legion, we want to grow our group and have as many people as possible. So, when there is that person out there that needs somebody, then we have enough people that somebody's available to go take care of that person or visit them or just say hi, let them know that there's someone there that does care for them.
I've been very vocal in the last 2 years and had several interviews about that Veterans Court in Ellis County, and they're gonna require, District Attorney Ann Montgomery told me they're gonna require vet mentors. Is that something, if we could grow our ranks in the American Legion, maybe we could get involved in?
Definitely. I definitely would like to do that. So one of the things that we want to do, besides just make this a American Legion post, one of the things I'd like to see it grow into, and it's something we talked about when I was a member of the Midlothian post, and I may even bring them in on it, possibly bring Ellis County in on it, bring the VFW. We'd actually like to get a veteran center here in Waxahachie area.
Oh, okay.
So,
Right.
so not only do we have our post where we can hang out and do our different things, but that, we have our, we have a veteran center where if we can maybe get a, there's my grandson. He had to come in and visit. He's a proud member of the Sons of the American Legion. So, he joined up when he was a little under 1 year old. So he
Paid for.
doesn't know it yet, but,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, we'd like to get a veteran center, get a couple of VA benefit officers in there to help veterans with their claims. We'd like to, anybody else that would like an office space, we'd like to be able to provide that, be it Wounded Warrior Project, be it Disabled American Veterans, AMVETS, whoever needs some space that's there to help veterans. That's what we're here for. That's why we do this. And we'd like to make this more than just growing the American Legion. We're here to really help vets.
I love that mission. I love helping my brothers and sisters in arms. Well, brother, is there anything else you'd like to put out, and then I'll close it up?
One of the things I'd like to put out is, anyone out there listening to this that works for any company or owns a company that would like to assist us, we need places where we can come set up and hold some, put up a booth where we can hand out pamphlets and stuff to let veterans know that we're here, and try to help grow our membership, but just mostly let veterans know we're here for them, and there are resources. Let the community know we're here. We also need help with any donations that people would like to make, because everything that we do for veterans and for the youth, costs money, and we're a nonprofit organization, and so we can't do this on our own. One of our biggest things that we do every year, we send at least one boy and one girl from every high school in Waxahachie, and we'd even like to reach out to other high schools in the area, say Maypearl, Italy, wherever, and send one boy, one girl to what's called Boys State and Girls State in Austin. That allows these junior kids that are fixing to become seniors to go down to Austin and learn how local, state, and government works. They get to run for offices, and if you end up being elected governor of your class at the state level, there's two boys from every state that get elected to go on to Boys Nation, which lets them go to Washington D.C. and see how the federal government works, and they get to learn how that all works. And one of the things that's really impressed me the most is when I've been able to go interview these juniors. They're finishing up their junior year, getting ready to be seniors in high school, and going and interviewing these kids, and seeing what they're involved in, seeing what their goals are, seeing what they want to do with their life. And there's so many times you look at things and you watch things going on, and you're not sure how things are going to go in the future. But going out there and interviewing these kids have been really, it really makes you happy, and you're like, okay, we're still in good shape. There's still,
Maybe we're not doomed, right?
yeah, we're not. We got some good kids out here. We just got to get them through, and that's one reason why the American Legion, one of our 10 pillars, is to get into the schools, teach the youth about America, not about the America you hear on the news or read in the newspaper, but really teach them about what America is, what it really stands for, what the true meaning of America is. Because so much of this stuff we hear nowadays is just not what America really is or stands for. Most of us out here in what politicians like to call flyover country, we're out here, and pretty much all of us get along, and we don't have any issues really with each other that's of any major sort. So we got to get out there and let people know, and teach the children, and bring them up, because Ronald Reagan said, the American dream's just one generation away from dying. It's not something you're born with. You got to be taught. And so, we got to teach that. But, so that's a big part of our mission. But, our mission's always to take care of the veterans. But yeah, we've been trying to get some places where we can set up and let veterans know we're here, and try to grow our membership and become active in the community. So if you've got a business and would like to help us out, you can give us a call, visit our Facebook page. We're on Facebook, Colin Kaiser Post 137. We also have a website, which is post137.org. And you can drop us an email. We'll get back to you. And if you'd like to make donations, let us know too, because all the stuff we do for veterans and the youth, it does take money, and we're nonprofit, so anything you donate can be written off on your taxes, and we just look forward to becoming a very active part of the community and really being part of this Waxahachie and greater Ellis County area.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, brother, and make sure you guys contribute. Go to the Facebook page for the Colin Kaiser American Legion post and get on there. And if you got any questions or anything or anything that I could help you with, you can PM me, you can DM me, you could DM Mr. David Day, and we'll, I'll get you the answers. If I don't know the answers right there, I'll bug David Day and get you the answers. So
we will get you the answers. We will get you any assistance you need.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, my friend, and
I appreciate you having us.
I definitely plan on getting my butt down there. It's been a busy election season, and but it's time to help my brothers and sisters in arms.
So any veteran out there or any family member of a veteran, like I said, we meet on the third Thursday of the month at the VFW on the Service Road on I-35 there in Waxahachie. We meet at 7 o'clock in the evening, and dinner is provided. So come on out, have some food, have some good company, and if you're interested, join up, and we'll make this thing a great thing.
All right. Thank you very much, man. You take care.
All right. Thank you.